So I want to thank you for talking with me today. You are in your what year? How many years at ECC?
Well, it's been 8 years.
8 years.
8 years, yes.
You're 8 years, and I normally wouldn't start an interview this way, so forgive me. But you are how old?
I am 80 and a half.
80 and a half.
Yes,
Wonderful.
September, baby.
Now, you'll forgive me, please, for asking your age, but I think it's important for people to understand the question everyone wants to know. Why are you here?
Oh, I cannot. I started, and then I never looked back, and I kept coming back, and yes, I'm a permanent fixture here. It is very empowering, exciting,
Wonderful.
discovering, exploration every single day.
Absolutely.
Not only the school material, but the people.
Wonderful.
Staff, professors, students, my classmates.
What drew you in the first place?
I'm sorry.
What drew you in the first place to come here?
I had vaguely heard that there were some programs that provided this type of auditing free, and Erie County was one of them. So I contacted ECC as well as Hilbert. ECC replied half an hour later
Wow, okay.
that they had such a program, and Hilbert I never heard from, but then I understand they're a private school. So I literally ran to ECC, got the form, and got the form notarized. I was an Erie County citizen,
Right.
and turned it in, and I was accepted. And
So what was your first day like? Were you intimidated? Was it frightening? How did that feel for you?
petrified.
Yes.
I was petrified, and the registrar, this wonderful woman, said, "You go, girl." She was right. I did.
Oh, wonderful.
And it was wonderful. Professor very welcoming, and students wonderful, absolutely.
Now, 8 years, you should be a doctor by now. I just want to point that out to you.
No, I'm very happy being a student. I still learn every single day.
So before we talk about how we're here, let's talk about the beginning. You were born en français in France. Talk to us a little bit about that.
I was born in Bordeaux. My parents lived there at the time and worked there. And then after that, we moved quite a bit. My father's work took us to different cities, mostly south, Montpellier, Marseille, Perpignan, Lille in the north. And we came back to Bordeaux, and I spent the last few years going to high school in Bordeaux. After that, I moved to Germany, made friendships there.
But if I may, going back to Bordeaux. Now, when I hear Bordeaux,
Yes,
I think of wine. But you were
Yes.
explaining to me it's a little more than wine.
lots of, there's wine, there's the produce, which is fantastic. We have
Mhm.
fantastic weather. And we have very vibrant oyster culture
You're a
as well.
coastal city.
Coastal, we are, big harbor,
An ancient
And
city, too. You have some
very much
wonderful...
so. We were occupied by the British for 400 years.
Yeah.
But
But you're not holding a grudge, so
no,
we're glad
because
for
they
that.
built beautiful buildings, architecture. If you drive along the wharves and along the river, it is absolutely wonderful, amazing,
Yes.
and it's a gorgeous city,
Oh.
beautiful architecture.
So you were born there, spent a little time.
Yeah,
Your father, going back, you were born, if I may say so, 1946. So right as the war,
45.
1945.
I
Oh.
was born in 1945,
45.
right after the war.
Right after the
September,
war.
Yes.
So your father was a prisoner of war.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about his
Yes.
struggle and what happened to him.
My father was an ambulance leader. These ambulances were going to the front lines to pick up after the battlefields and to pick up the wounded, take them to hospitals, and retrieve the dead.
Mm.
They ended up in Dunkirk. They joined all the different forces, French forces and the English forces were waiting to be evacuated because the Germans were arriving.
Mm.
And then eventually many didn't make it. My father was one of them. And they were taken prisoners. And they were walked by the German forces through Belgium, Holland, into Germany, and he started a 4-year prisoner of war stint He was well treated though. He never complained that he had poor treatment. When he was injured while working, he was very well treated, taken to the hospital. And eventually he was released kind of early, before the end of the war, 1944. Went back to his old job, was sent to Bordeaux, where he met my mother, who was working in the department store where he was the director.
And we have a picture we show on the video, but your mom was a beautiful lady, just like you.
Thank you.
It looks from Mama.
She was wonderful.
And they met not long after we had baby Fran.
They were, I have to correct that. They met in early 44 after my father was released. And they got married in December 44, and I was born the following 45, September 45 to be.
That's
exact.
10 months, that's not long after.
No, it's not. They were, I know. Oh,
right.
yes. And they were very much in love, that's for sure.
Now Europe was struggling at the time. Europe was coming out of the turmoil and the devastation of war.
Absolutely.
What do you remember of that time, being a little girl and going through
I do
some
not remember much. My parents were wonderful, and I didn't really suffer. Everything was fine, but I know that it was difficult feeding me and clothing me and all that. It was there wasn't much available. Bordeaux being a big city, there were nobody had gardens, so cities were suffering a bit more. The people in the country could grow gardens. God bless them. But there were difficult times. There's no doubt about it.
Now, when you were a little girl, you were telling me you liked to pretend to be what?
A teacher.
A teacher. And who were you speaking to? Who were you teaching at the time?
My dolls.
Your dolls. Did they listen, or how did that go?
No, they were not paying attention.
Did you scold them?
Yes, absolutely.
But you had a desire to be a teacher from an
I
early
did.
age. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't become one. I was actually it was a reckoning. I was about 15, and we had the opportunity to take different exams. There was the exam to become a teacher, where
Yes.
you go to a special college and to become a teacher, study there for 2-3 years. There was also the opportunity to join the French telecommunication company, and which was a government position. And the third exam I took was to enter chemistry program, become a chemist or do anything like that, go further there. To my great dismay,
Yes.
I failed the teacher exam.
Oh.
Math.
Math.
Yes, they had
The
math.
Achilles heel of many.
I failed math. I was not a math person. I actually aced the other two exams, which was a big surprise, chemistry. And I just didn't take any of those paths. I continued high school and graduated from high school and went to college for languages.
Now, talk about the language. You speak multiple languages fluently.
Three.
What
Yes.
they are?
English, French, and German.
English, French, and German.
Yeah.
You told something wonderful too. Typing, I didn't know this. The keyboard in different languages is placed in different things.
Yes.
So when you learn to type, you had to learn to type, not just the language, but the placement.
Yes.
It's a challenge.
I was dismayed when I got a typewriter. I said, "You're gonna be kidding." I see the keyboard. I said, "What?" Coming from the French keyboard, the German one, and then the English one. Oh my, it was really, yes, it was a big surprise.
So you're going to school, but you were discouraged from following some of these other paths.
Yes, and so I had a wonderful connection with the family. He was a sergeant major in the U.S. Army, and he proposed that I could come over to Germany, where they were currently stationed at the time, and he would coach me, teach me everything I needed to know, and then I would be able to pass the exam and start working for the U.S. Army.
Wow.
I chose that path. I learned, I passed the exam, and it was a wonderful 10 years.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed working there with Worms, TASCOM headquarters, Theater Army Supply Command, and it was wonderful. And I worked there for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ended up at one point a nanny. Talk about that.
That was her. That was the beginning with that family. Advertised in. We had the American bases in France, so I advertised my services as a babysitter to learn English, to improve my English, and they answered, and it was amazing friendship. And traveled with them wherever they went. Italy, lived in Italy with them, and summers, and back to Germany and France. It started in France. So yes, it was a long enduring and friendship, and really helped me become fluent in English.
Absolutely.
And launched me into careers and in Germany, and then eventually coming here as well.
And how did you end up here? How did you end up in Western New York?
I met my husband. He worked in the same building as the initial building where I started working, and he would say hello to me every day.
Yeah.
I ignored him. I was very rude.
Well, now, why were you? Was this typical French? What is this? Be honest now.
I was actually afraid because it was mostly GIs, and I was very, very shy, and I was very afraid. And so I ignored everybody, and most of the women working there, we were like this. It was really overwhelming to have. So we chose to ignore all the hellos and comments and whatever, so.
Different workplace then than now, right?
Yes, it was, in those days it was a little rough.
Yeah.
And so we had to be a little bit more conservative, and we were not allowed to wear pants, things like that. So there were a lot of different rules we had to follow. So I chose the easy path. And finally, at the Christmas party, I started answering his questions, and that was it.
Oh, wonderful.
So we dated, and then eventually came back to the States to get married one summer, and then went back, finished our time in Europe, and then eventually my husband wanted to have a career here. So we came back to live here permanently.
In Kenmore, right?
He was in Kenmore. He was from Kenmore, and we settled in Hamburg in a rental, and we bought a house later on in Eden.
Wonderful.
And it was very nice, yes.
Very nice. So you were telling me you had some regrets, it's sad to say, about teaching and beyond just the math test and wanting to pursue that, but you came from an age where it was sometimes discouraged.
Well, there were very few professions for women at the time. I remember since I was seemed to be learning languages easily, there was a career that was really obvious, a flight attendant, stewardesses as they were called in those days. Unfortunately, I failed that because they required perfect vision, no glasses. And we didn't quite have the lenses, contact lenses then. So I couldn't become a flight attendant. So then I tried different things, and I was temporarily, I became a delivery mail. I did that. I did a bunch of different things, and that's when I decided that since school, I didn't want to be a secretary at the time. I ended up being one actually in Germany, but I also didn't want to do nursing. The sight of blood was, my own blood didn't bother me, but seeing people bleeding was affecting me. I wanted to cry and feel sorry for them instead of treating them. It was not a very good thing to do. So,
and you had an interest in political science too.
I should have taken that, and I didn't
take it.
And I discovered that, well, political science, because then I would have been able to work in embassies, in consulates abroad, and have some type of career like this. And that would have worked as well as a support person, doing secretarial things, whatever, but using my languages. I always wanted to use my languages, which I ended up using in Germany. And afterwards, when I worked for the international company, then I was definitely using them because I was in the export department,
Yeah.
and I was using,
Wow.
I was catering to all the English-speaking and French-speaking customers worldwide. So it was very exciting.
Absolutely.
I used my languages then, so it worked.
You came from a culture that discouraged women sometimes for stepping out. It's very different than the world now.
Yes.
Do you regret that? I know that's a bit of a setup, but
No.
no. Tell me
No.
why.
I moved on. You
Okay.
move on. Things were different, very
Yeah.
different. There was no internet,
Good
there
for
was
you.
nothing, there was
Yeah.
no information. So it was difficult to try to find a profession, know what you wanted to do. There was no information out there.
Yeah.
So things are much better, I think, as far as that is concerned. You can investigate professions, you can do internships and things.
Yeah.
So things are a little easier on that, and then schools have counseling, and you can find out all kinds of information ahead of time before you go in, even before you try certain professions or get degrees or whatever. So it's easier.
Now you've made some friends here. You were telling me a little bit earlier. We won't use names, but there was a young man, in fact, particularly. He was a bit. How did you put it? He was a bit arrogant. He was a bit standoffish.
Sarcastic, yes.
Yeah, sarcastic. Okay, even a little stronger. Yeah.
Cody.
Talk about Cody. Yeah, we use his name.
Cody, yes, it was in my first or second music class. Cody was very busy because he was working several jobs to pay for his studies, and he would say things to the professor like, "I have to leave early today for work." So he had a difficult life, and I guessed correctly, as it turned out, that he had a very difficult life. And so when Christmas time came, I gave to all the classmates that I had bonded with, that I had talked with, a Christmas card. And I had prepared one for Cody. He wasn't sure if he was going to come back the next semester, and I knew I was going to come back. I was hooked. So I gave him best wishes for the future, and I told him, I wrote down that I knew he was going to do very well because he was a hard worker, he was very focused and very smart, and I wished him the best.
Very nice, yeah.
He opened the Christmas card right at the end of the class, and read the card, and I saw him tearing up. And I felt bad. I said, what did I do? I make him cry. And then he said, "This is the best, the sweetest thing, wonderful thing that everybody has ever said to me."
Yeah.
Well, then there were the two of us crying. I cried, and
that's very sweet.
it was wonderful. The next semester, there he was here.
Yeah.
As fortune, it was an incredible piece of luck. We had two different classes right across from each other in the hallway, and it was wonderful. We talked every morning. We had to wait for the previous class to empty out, and we talked every morning. It was wonderful. It was wonderful friendship, and it was great. So I had several stories like this that I bonded, and I think it was so good to me. They were very involved in my life, and I was involved in them, and we talked about things, we laughed, we enjoyed each other's company.
And encouragement needs no age. You can be 20, you can be 80, just to be kind to someone, to reach out. And that simple gesture meant so much to him and to so many others.
They made me feel alive, they make me feel young. I forgot that I was older than them, they are, and it was just so positive.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth because I don't speak French. But you were sharing with me how you get a little frustrated with some people your age who just really slow down. You keep going, you keep progressing, you keep learning. Talk about that mentality, the philosophy you feel.
Yes, I see a lot of that. They're so set in their ways, and they're just, it seems there's no excitement, there's nothing. Well, they have cards, they have bingo and things like that. It just doesn't do much, I think. I've done a couple of trivia sessions. They were wonderful, but I wanted more, and I got so much more. And then it was thrilling when I met a couple people there. Pat lives on my floor, so does Reg. I told Pat, she asked me, she said, what do? You're always going. I said, I go to school. Oh, tell me more. And Pat started taking music classes.
Wow, wonderful.
I saw Pat this morning. She loves those classes. We took the first class that she took, I took with her, the music class. The Monday, Wednesday class schedule, unfortunately, does not work well for me. So, but she is on her second music class, and she loves it. She is thrilled. She loves it. Just same like me, just wonderful, supportive environment. Professors are encouraging, supportive. Yes. You can take tests, you can take quizzes, you're going to do well, and it's exciting. And then the classmates. You know, same thing. And then there's Rich, who is a Francophile. He is a history buff, Napoleon nut. He loves Napoleon, and he's reading a Stalingrad book. And he is in very poor health, but you wouldn't know it because he's out there and he's studying. And we meet and we talk about history things, and it is very exciting. And he loves it. He loves to learn new things, and he tells me about his books, and I show him older documents. I show him things from my childhood, you know, and we discuss.
One of the things you have from your childhood is we have a photo of the gold leaf. Talk about what's behind the gold leaf.
The gold leaf. My father found this gold leaf on the pavement when he was walking. He went to our city hall in Bordeaux, which is a former palace that was built for the Archbishop of Bordeaux. And the building is beautiful, 17th, 18th century, with a beautiful fence, wrought iron, with these decorations, these gold leaves. And they are gold leaves, I think. I mean, something like that. They're very old, obviously. And there was one loose right there on the pavement. He picked it up. And brought it home, and traveled with me to Germany and came over from Germany to America, and here it is with me. It's a wonderful piece of history, and I'm glad he did. He felt guilty afterwards. He said, I kind of stole it. I should have given it to them so they could have replaced it. But I'm pretty sure they probably did and fixed it. But yes.
Now, it's wonderful that you want to learn and grow. What I really admire about you is not just the desire to learn, but the courage to go do it. I'm sure there are many people, regardless of age, who wish to do something in life, but they lack the courage. And you have the courage to go do it and not be afraid of what if I fail or what if I look silly. You have the courage.
I was afraid. I'm still afraid. But professors...
you push on.
Yeah, they push me. I tell them, you push me, they encourage me. And it's wonderful. So I keep progressing. I didn't take the quizzes and the exams before. But they encouraged me to. So I took my first one, and I took my second one.
Wonderful,
and I took the third, and I kept going. And they were the ones who pushed me. And I'm so happy that they did. I tell them it is very hard. It is hard. I didn't feel that courageous, and yet I did, because they were pushing. And I thank them for that, because I'm grateful. I might not have done it on my own, but they were encouraging me. They said they can do it. They had faith in me, and I didn't want to discourage them, and so I didn't want to disappoint them. Excuse me, the word is disappointing. And so
You've done well.
I went in.
And you're doing well. You're continuing to do well.
I think so.
Keeps
A's
you
and
young,
B's.
right?
A's and B's, so I'm doing well. B's so far this semester.
So I have one final question. What would you tell a 20-year-old now, with all the experience that you have, good, bad, what would you tell them? How would you encourage a young person now?
Well, ECC, I don't have any experience in any other university college setting. ECC is incredibly set up for encouraging, nurturing, helping, and supporting. And as I mentioned, they were supporting me too, and you know, and I'm only an auditor. These young people who are really going for degrees, to start careers, to go on to maybe further to universities and go on to better careers, or just an associate or whatever it is, they find, I think, they will find encouragement, support, and help, incredible help. Everybody is out there. The staff, the professors are incredibly powerful and behind them, and it will work wonders for them. And they should not be afraid, and they should go for it. And I mean, it is, to me, I still wonder about it. 8 years later, it has never ceased to amaze me. They never stop. It's in their DNA, and they do it every semester for everyone, no matter who they are. And they just carry you up and lift you up.
It's
very powerful.
Merci. And très bien. Well done.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you. Fran, thank you so much. We'll see you all next time. Thanks so much.